Hello again to my party people. Welcome to this week's transmission. Again, still got that rasp going on, but it's all good. Okay, so today's topic is don't tell everybody your dreams, right? Never tell your dreams to everybody. Yes. So this is, I think, an extremely important message that will be quick, guaranteed. So, when you have dreams, right? Dreams are energy. We've talked about this before, right? In order for them to manifest, right, to come into the form that you want them to come into, right? Because as soon as you think about it already exists. There's nothing new under the sun. Imagination does not exist, right? Because energy can never be created nor destroyed, only transferred, right? So there go your science. Don't say I ain't never taught y'all nothing useful. Okay, so with that being said, when you put your energy in, when it starts as a thought, right? There's processes that it takes and that it must go through before it can manifest into what you want it to be and come back to you, right? Before it can turn into what you want. So I think I've used this example like months ago. Bear with me. Just think about like a baby, right? You say, "Ooh, I want a baby." It starts with a thought, right? Then some action take place. Keep this PG for the kids. But even while it's gestating, right, it's not in the form that you would want it to be, right? So even if you be like, "Man, I want my baby now," it ain't ready. It's not done. It's unhealthy or unsafe for you and the baby, right? So you just gotta wait. Certain things you gotta do. All right. Also, think about it as like writing a book, right? That's like a baby for some people. Shoot, it was for me, but like, so there's a gestation process as well, right? With writing a book, it starts with your thoughts. You got to write that stuff down. You got to pull all of your inspiration. Some days are better than others when you're inspired. Some days you can't write anything. Like getting everything organized. If you write fiction, it's even more crazy to me. I think fiction writers are like God to me. Like, but yes, so there's a process, right? You don't just sit down and be like, "Ooh, I want a book," and then bam, and nor is your first version, the best. It's just a draft. So that just is a little example for that. All right, so that's how your dreams work too, right? It takes a while for the energy to build how it needs to, and for the necessary dominoes to fall, if you will, in order for your ultimate desire to be manifested. All right. So it's just the way the world works. I'm sorry, that's how it goes. So as far as telling people, because it's not done, you may want to be careful with who you tell your dreams to, who you share your gestational process with, your creational process with, right? Because if you think about it, it's just like if you speak too soon, like again going to the baby thing. I'm sorry, it's just such it's an easy example. You can say like when you're 2 months, right? You in your first trimester, you don't say like, "Oh, I'm having a girl." Right? You don't know. You wouldn't go around telling people that. They say, "Ooh, what are you having? What are you baking? What are you creating?" You're like, "I don't know." You can say what you want, but you don't know. It would be premature for you to say otherwise. Okay? So same thing. When you're working on something, if you're baking a cake, right? Or with new ingredients, right? Let's say you're trying something new, you're creating. You don't know how it's gonna turn out, right? You'd be like, "Well, I'm using different ingredients, so I don't know how this cake gonna turn out. I don't know what it's gonna taste like." Painting, right? You're using different colors, or maybe you're using the same canvas and brushes and colors, but people ask you too early into the creation process, "What is this gonna look like? What are you painting?" You don't know. "I don't know. I want to see where it leads me. I'm writing. I'm gonna see where it leads me. I'm making up a dance." Well, we'll just see where it leads me, right? It's the same with your dreams. Sometimes you just have to see where they lead you and not allow anybody to sabotage your energy, right? Because there are people in this world who will not understand your dreams, and because they don't understand them, they won't know what to do with that information or that energy. So they will maybe push it away or respond in a way that doesn't really vibe with you, and that in turn affects your energy negatively, and you don't want that, right? Because then you can't create. So where's all this coming from, you might ask? Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Oh, it's story time for the kids. So a small dream, a small example, but this is literally what inspired this story, this whole topic. I was in a store, right? I had this brilliant idea that came from some other stuff, inspiration, to make bird feeders, right? And I'm like, ooh, I can let my nieces and nephews make bird feeders, using like peanut butter and seeds, and all I need to do is buy bird seeds. And it was just a brilliant idea because I'm like, I have everything here. Like, this is perfect. It's all stuff that can be found like around the house and like, reused, recycled, upcycled. So I was so excited about this, like. And so I go to the store and I'm thinking like, this is just the most brilliant idea possible. So I go and I'm like, ooh, I hope you have bird seeds, because I was not at no pet store. Come on now. And they're too expensive. And the guy was like, oh yeah, I think we do. And they were cheap, and it was just perfect. Like, I'm like, this is gonna be so exciting. The kids are gonna be so excited, like, to do this. I mean, who don't want to make a bird feeder? Like, get your hands dirty and sticky, and give back also, so that they have that connection with nature and the earth and all of that stuff that, whatever. So I get to the cashier. Boy, oh boy. Get to the cashier, and he's like, bird seeds. I should have known better. You should have known better, right? To just leave Captain Downer right where he was. But no, what do I want to do? Oh yeah, bird seeds. I know, it's so brilliant. I have this brilliant idea. I have my nieces and nephews make bird feeders, using peanut butter and all this, and I'm so excited. I've been looking for bird seeds, blah blah blah. So that was what I saw as genius, but that was my own genius, right? Not his. It wasn't up to him to validate my creativity, my dream, my genius, right? So I shouldn't have even shared it with him, to be honest. But I did. And despite my intuition, right, my impulse not to, and he was like, really? A bird feeder? He said it just like this. I'm not making this up. I said, yeah, ain't that such a brilliant idea? Like, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, you know that it's probably going to melt all off with the peanut butter and stuff. That was the first thing he said to me, y'all. That was his first instinct. Not what a brilliant idea. How old are the kids? Like, oh, that's interesting. That's creative. I hadn't thought about that. Or not even just like, Like, he could have just been detached. Like, what do I care? But the fact that he went out of his way, and his first reaction to my genius, quote unquote, was to tell me something negative about it. And it wasn't even that hot outside. So it's not even like, it was 95 sweltering, and he was like, oh, just to be practical. Nope, it wasn't. But that was just how his mind functioned. Now, how did I know that I shouldn't have told him? Because the same man I encountered again at the same store when I was trying to spread love in another way. Like, he was just so negative. And I was like, here, I bought some suckers, and I was passing them out to strangers or whatever on Valentine's Day. And I was like, I came back into the store because I'm like, he needs this, to give him one, to just start. And he just kind of looked like, what's wrong with it? I said, oh my gosh. Like, I just knew, like, some people, and we're not judging because you don't know what he's been through to make him that way. But I just was like, wow, like, really? So again, I knew better, but I didn't listen, right? I'm human. So all of this is to say, right? Don't tell your dreams to everybody. Not everybody is worthy. Not everybody will understand. No, not everybody will get it. So you only split and dissipate your own momentum, right? And your own forward momentum, your own positivity, your own dreams, when you give this information to people who don't know what to do with it, right? Never cast your pearls to swine, right? So right now, my pearls, your thoughts, that's one of the most important things you have in this life, aside from your right time. Remember I talked about that, time and health, right? Your thoughts, because they're all yours. Your creativity is yours. So that's my genius. Everything starts with a thought, right? I shouldn't have shared that with him. That was my own mistake, right? He was not worthy of that, and I knew that. So that's all I wanted to say with this. Just be careful who you share your dreams with and who you tell. I don't care how excited you are, how brilliant you think it is. If your instinct is telling you like, don't tell this person, right? Just keep it to yourself until it's done, right? Because after it's done, everybody's gonna jump on your bandwagon. Then follow that. Even if it's a freaking cashier in a store who just trying to, throw your vibes off when you're trying to make the world a better place and make some kids smile and feed some dang on birds, right? Yeah, they exist. People like that. All right, y'all. Have a magnificent week. Go feed some birds. Go throw some bread out or something, help out. Help Mother Nature out a little bit. Until next week, I holla. Love, life, laughter. Bye.